Hey guys, it's Bridget and I am on the farm and we're going to talk about what to plant in June. We're going to walk around the farm. I'm going to show you what I have planted. We're going to talk about what you should be planting in your garden or on your farm in zone 9 and 10. I'm going to go through all of that, but before I do that, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you're notified anytime we put out a video. And spoiler alert, we do these every month. So if you follow them every month, I'm going to help you plan your garden in zone 9 and 10. Does it get any easier than that? I don't think it does. Funny thing, I want to know who's going to comment right away on what's wrong on this board. This is actually last month's board, which I haven't changed. Except I put June, and then there's a big thing here that is incorrect, and that is this, succession planting. The reason why I left it on there is because I want to point this out to you. We are officially out of the time when you can successfully grow cool season crops easily. Now, I really want to point that out easily. It doesn't mean it's not possible. Absolutely, you can grow carrots year round. You can grow some lettuces year round in zone 9 and 10. But there's two factors that are playing against you. One, it's going to get really hot. And even though it's a beautiful, cloudy, cool day here on the farm, our temperatures are rising and are going to continue to rise. And the days are getting longer, which means these cool season crops are going to want to go to flower immediately, which kind of takes the whole fun out of growing a lettuce, right? If it bolts immediately, you're not getting much lettuce. So we're actually going to take this out. Goodbye! Because if you guys have been following our videos and you've seen the stuff that we have planted and that we're planning on planting each month, you'll know that we started planting these a month back, 2 months back, even further. And so now all of these starts that we're planting can actually move over into the succession planting category. And what do I mean by that? I mean, if you look around at our farm, we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tomato plants already planted. But that doesn't mean that the tomato planting season is done with. If you have tomato seeds that you want to purchase or that you want to plant, you have plenty of time. Our window to grow warm season crops in zone 9 and 10 is very long. So please don't be victim to garden FOMO and think that you've missed out on the window. You have plenty of time. In fact, we're going to start another round of tomato seeds to fill in some of the gaps here on the farm of crops that have been eaten or just didn't make transplant. So more or less, this is what you're going to plant in June, and you can plant these from seed or start if you already have them ready. So we have all of our solanaceae, so eggplant, tomato, peppers, tomatillos. We have herbs like basil, and we're actually going to look at these on the farm, and I'll show you what they look like. And now we enter into our period of direct sowing. So a lot of the starts are started early because you start the seed in a transplant and transplant it out. Now is the perfect time to start thinking about direct sowing. The soil is warm. The days are getting a little bit longer. They're going to germinate very easily. We've already direct sown our corn, our cucumbers, our squash. Not quite our pumpkins, but you absolutely can do that. And by the way, I do know that it is not pumpkin. It's pumpkin. But what fun is that? It's pumpkin in my head. So you can direct sow your pumpkins with an N and your melons. These are all very easy to stick directly into the ground and get them to germinate. Also, do not forget about your pollinators. So make sure you plant tons of flowers. Flowers are going to grow really easily right now because the soil is warmer, and as the days get longer, it signals to the plant to flower. And in this case, that's a really good thing, right? So amaranth, borage, foxglove, hyssop, strawflower, sunflower, zinnias, and more. There's a lot of flowers that you can plant on the farm or in the garden, and they're going to do really well right now. Now, you might be thinking, is there some rule of thumb that I can remember what flowers get planted when, whether it's cool season or warm season? Because you all know the trick that I've taught you with vegetables. Fruits like to grow in the summertime. That's because the days are longer and the temperatures are warmer. Roots and leafy vegetables and things that you eat prior to flowering like to grow in the cool season. If you've taken my classes, you know exactly how much I drive this point and really make it stick in your head. Flowers are a little bit more difficult. They kind of run around loosey-goosey, and what makes it even more difficult in our climate is the fact that we have such an amazing growing season. So So some flowers can grow almost year round pretty easily. Others really prefer other times. So if you ever have questions, check out our urban farming calendar. We list exactly what to plant every single month, and there's really no question. If you're in a mild area of zone 9 and 10, plant the flowers. They're probably gonna grow, especially if you're close to the coast. So you really aren't gonna lose out on much on that. So that's more or less what you plant in June. Now let's go look at everything on the farm, and I'll talk about when I planted it and why. Come on. Okay, so we're in one of my many tomato fields, and these tomato plants were actually started from seed in February indoors. We transplanted them out in April, and now it's almost June, and this is what they look like. They're looking really good. They're starting to flower. They're getting bigger, and they're growing way quicker, and that is a result of the days getting longer and the temperatures getting warmer. So if your tomatoes were a little stagnant for a little while, that's okay. It's because when you have cold soil and short days, and especially at night when the temperatures drop below 50, your flowers are likely to fall off of your tomatoes. So these guys are only going to get bigger and better looking as the summer goes on. So now we're in the field with a lot of cool season stuff, which I'm not going to plant any more of. You can tell that we have carrots, we have favas, we even have onions. These are cool season crops, but these are the last of that succession planting. I'm not going to plant any more. Yes, I could, but it would be very difficult. They wouldn't germinate as easily, and I've got plenty of carrots here. These guys look beautiful, so I'm gonna leave them. What you will see in this field is I've started putting in my warm season crops, so things like basil. He's getting a little eaten up, but that's okay, he'll bounce back. But I've got basil, I've got more tomatoes. I think we have an obsession with tomatoes. I don't know, I think we calculated almost 600 tomato plants on the farm this year. Might have been a little excess, but come sauce season, I won't think so. And here we've got our beautiful cucumbers. They've been in the ground for about 2 weeks. They look really amazing. These were actually started from transplant, even though they're very easy to direct sow. And we did that because, man, we got some critters out here that just will munch these down to nothing. So transplant or direct sow, very easy. But look how good they look. Do, 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 do. Okay, this field's a little weedy, but that's okay. So this is our corn. We have direct sown, and you can tell, this isn't the prettiest of fields. We've got a lot of weeding to do. Not every single little corn guy popped up. We did have to replant some, and I'll show you why. Look at this guy. Right in there, ready to eat all of my little corn seedlings. So Sluggo Plus, a great thing to put down if you're direct sowing. But these guys will pop up no problem, and I have plenty of time to reseed if I need to. So that is what you plant in June in zone 9 and 10.